Just saying it sounds unnatural. Frito-Lay is going healthy? Yeah, the same Frito-Lay that makes Cheetos, Doritos, Funyuns. The world's largest snack maker wants to start making 50% of its snacks from all natural ingredients. That's all well and good, but could the company be in danger? You know, people love junk food, and you try to remove all that junk from the trunk, especially at one time, could be a huge mistake. Branding expert Peter Krainik says Frito-Lay, well, this could be actually a real risky move for them.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things to consider. It's one thing to say we're a healthy snack food company. It's another thing to say we're a snack food company that wants to try to get more, healthy with our products. Long term, it's the right thing to do. I mean, they don't have a choice, right? The whole drive right now is to healthy. They have to get there. I do think they have some short-term things they have to consider. Couple quick things. First, you already have this growing subset. I think it's double-digit growth every year in these healthy, moms giving their kids healthy snacks, et cetera. They're not going to sit there and say, oh, look, dear, Lay's barbecue chips now have healthy ingredients. Put down those yogurt and, whole food bars and let's sprint over and start eating that again.
I mean, one of the first things I thought about, especially from a marketing point of view, is the new Coke fiasco. Could it be something like that? Because I just can't see personally what is a healthy corn chip.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's a good point. I mean, clearly Frito and a number of the companies like that, they've done, they have a history of constantly upgrading their products and adding new things.
New and improved.
That's one thing to add something like that, but to go down the path, and look, you're absolutely right. If I'm, the other thing you have to consider too, you just raised a good point, and that is, and I'm in this category, I know it's hard to believe, but I like chips and things like that. So if you're eating lots of chips now and you're in that consumer group, if you're now changing the ingredients, if there's a change in taste or even a perceived change in taste, you may lose that big piece of their business, which is something you have to really consider.
Now, one of the things, though, I've seen over the last 5 years especially is that businesses have embraced green. Because it seems like once you slap that green label on, you can charge a little bit more. Maybe the flip side of this is, for all natural ingredients, maybe consumers will pay a premium.
Right. I think there's some truth to that. But I think that the whole pricing strategy is another whole big, conversation based on value. It's all what the consumer is willing to pay, to your point. And I still think there are a lot of people that like those chips the way they are, and they're saying, I don't care if they're healthy or not. Right. I want to eat them anyway.
Ultimately, then, it comes down to taste, right? I mean, we have been accustomed to eating these chips, and they taste a certain way, and even if they're off slightly, we're going to probably rebel.
I also think, and I mentioned a second ago, too, I also think there's this whole issue of perception of taste. Just this whole idea, because of the Coke thing years ago, because of this thing, people have this tendency to say, oh, they've changed the ingredients, there's no way near it's going to taste as good. To give it a try, that type of thing. So the perception can impact it as well.
So they call you up because you're with the CMO group. You're well known in the marketing arena. How do you go about marketing something like this?
I think you actually you under promise and over deliver. I think they clearly need to, as in other companies, continue to add healthier ingredients into their products. That's not the issue. The issue is you literally, it's not about huge big advertising campaigns saying we're great, et cetera. One of the things I would do, for example, and some bright CMOs are doing, and that is you actually start doing campaigns internally. Let's shift the entire company. Put an ad campaign in for our employees, for our distributors, for partners to think about those types of things. I think that's one example of things they need to do.
Well, I got to tell you, Peter, it's we'll see. I mean, obviously, to your point, it seems like we're heading in that direction. At least it feels like it. Although, I look at places like a Panera Bread. People aren't supposed to eat bread, and we're hearing the evils of bread, but that's one of the most successful restaurant chains out there. McDonald's is the epitome of success, and even though they've added some, alternatives, it's still the Big Mac that drives their profits.
Well, I mean, I think the reality is I think I read an article today that from the health business, the healthy snacks business, whatever, it's a $13 billion business, double-digit growth every year. There's still tens and tens of billions of people out there that aren't there yet. Now, they will convert over. But take Panera, for example. You're right. You have a lot of bread products, things like that. A large numbers of their consumers are eating that. They also have some healthier things as well. So something for like the whole family type thing.
Well, we're talking about a product mix, but Frito-Lay talking about a dramatic shift in the way they do business.
Right.
Peter, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
Good. Thank you.
All righty.